So recently, this year's Nike Doernbecher collection has been unveiled, the Freestyle 17 collection. Can't believe it's been 17 years. Anyways, there were 7 kids that were chosen to design their own pair of Nike sneakers. So I wanted to give you guys kind of some background on each one of the kids, show you their designs and what they came up with, and just share with you guys more about Doernbecher for those that don't know. I also wanted to mention that Soul Savvy was actually the presenting sponsor for Doernbecher this year, which is super awesome to be able to see. I've been working with Soul Savvy for the last couple of months, and then to see them partnering with the Trailblazers and partnering with Doernbecher, I mean, like, it was just kind of a match made in heaven for myself and for my YouTube channel. If you haven't heard of Soul Savvy, it's an online sneaker community that helps you buy sneakers at retail. I have more information on them on my top 10 pairs of sneakers that I copped through using Soul Savvy, if you guys want to check out that video on my channel. But if you guys want to sign up for Soul Savvy, check the link in the description. It'll take you over for my referral. Now you can see right over here, I have all of the Jordan retail Doernbecher sneakers that have released through the last, I guess, 17 years, not including obviously the ones that didn't actually release. But yeah, man, it's been something I've been passionate about for years now, and every year it's fun to see what the kids end up designing. So a little backstory, if you don't know, Doernbecher is a children's hospital in Portland, Oregon. They specialize in children and making them better, and they do a great job there. They have a really, really fantastic staff, from the nurses as well as obviously the doctors. From what I understand, it's one of those hospitals that is completely donation based, and that means the donations that Nike gives with the Doernbecher Freestyle collection, the proceeds from all of the sales that will release in like March, I think end of March, all of those, 100% of the proceeds goes to Doernbecher Children's Hospital. Doernbecher doesn't turn kids away at the door if they don't have the financial means to make it happen. That's why the donations are so incredibly important, and that's why Nike being a part of this for the last 17 years has been incredible. So I love sneakers as much as the next person, well, technically probably more than the next person, but I like sneakers a lot, and the fact that Doernbecher and Nike work together, Nike has designers collaborate with the kids literally get to mock up whatever they want on the sneakers, and then the Nike team helps like regulate that and make that happen and turn it into a real thing. A really cool example is the Air Jordan 5 that you could see this year, the 5 Low. You could see he literally started with a paper, some coloring in, and then he had an actual white shoe that he colored in with markers, and then you could see the finished product. It's a really cool process to see unfold. But the Doernbecher collection is always special. They have sneakers for each one of the kids, and then they also have some apparel or backpacks depending on what the kids got to design. And then they do have a one-of-one auction that I wanted to point out, and it actually ends this Saturday. It was usually exclusive to the in-person Doernbecher auction that happens right after the unveiling, but unfortunately because of COVID, this year they didn't have it in person. They had a virtual showing that we could actually watch, which I donated in and actually was able to attend. But I also got to interview some of the kids that will be showing you guys in this video. Basically, at every auction they have like kind of some one-of-one things that they throw in as extra incentive for that auction. So for the Air Jordan 5s, the alternate pair that is not going to be releasing is actually going to be included in that auction. That's one of 2 pairs that are going to be created of the Air Jordan 5 Low. It's a really dope looking pair. I wish I could have seen it in person. So go to the link in the description and check out all of the different auctions. When you go in and actually check out the products, look down on what you're bidding on. It gives you a breakdown of everything you're bidding on. So as an example, for Michael's one-of-one Air Jordan 5 auction, you get a pair of the Air Jordan 5 Lows in your size. You get a crew tee that is specially designed from him. You get the Club Fleece crew that was designed by him. You also get the exclusive Air Jordan 5 alternate, which is sample size, men's size 9. So there's no choice on the size for it, but it's again a one of 2. You get an exclusive mac and cheese box, and then the Doernbecher Freestyle collection case, which is only included for these one-of-ones. So for those people that are really looking to spend, this is the one for you. Current auction on that is like $6,400. Every single one of the kids has their own special little inserts in these one-of-one auctions, so go check them out in the description. Now every time we get a Doernbecher collection, everybody looks at the images, everybody looks at the kids and sees the kids holding the sneakers, and it's always fun to be able to see the creativity channeled through that individual into the product that they end up creating. However, there is a deeper story behind each and every one of these kids, and I did want to showcase them for you in this video because it's definitely worth knowing a little bit more about each one of these people and why they were in Doernbecher Children's Hospital. It's not a pleasant thing to be put into a hospital, especially when you're a kid, and some of these kids spent months and months in the hospitals. It's kind of like a beautiful tragedy at the end of the day, because they're able to have something fun and positive come out of their experience, and more importantly, hopefully share their stories with everybody else out there. In no particular order, we'll start off with Eamon and his Nike Blazers.
My name is Eamon, and I am free to be proud. I was born in Kenya and I lived there until I was 9 years old. I have sickle cell anemia, and that means I get striking pain from a certain part of my body. I can't really move when that happens, or when I move, like the pain increases more.
to start the treatment process. We were introduced to the doctors who focus on sickle cell, Melinda Wu and Trisha Wong.
They're really fun there. The place is really huge and, well, you get snacks. My care team in Doernbecher, they're all pretty cool. I'd actually say that them being pretty cool would be kind of an understatement because they're much better.
Ayman's health has tremendously improved. For the first time in his life, he has never missed school.
He can play outside, he can play soccer.
I designed the Blazer Mid 77.
Can I put my name on the shoes?
Absolutely. The process was fun, a little challenging.
Would it be kind of cool to create you into your own character?
Sure, yeah, that sounds cool.
This is my shoe here.
The blood cells on the bottom represent sickle cell. My hoodie, just like my shoes, are purple and black. It was really fun working with my Nike team, and they were also really open-minded with my ideas.
Freestyle has allowed Ayman to unburden himself from what he thought was a terrible secret. Now it's not going to be a terrible secret anymore, but rather a good thing. So Freestyle has brought that great gift to him and to us.
Free to be proud means I can be myself and I don't have to worry about what others think.
Ayman was a real cool dude. We actually got an interview and he got to tell me all about his sneakers. Does that actually say your name, or what does that say? Right along the...
My initials.
Oh, okay. That's awesome, because I saw the pattern there and I knew there was a hidden element there that was something on there. Also, can I just say one of my favorite details is the sole of the shoe. Can you flip it over and show me the sole so I could see? That is amazing. So can you explain to what that is?
Well, the sole of the shoe is just a bunch of red blood cells and stuff, and it kind of shows what's going on in my body.
I think that's such again, another powerful, just small element that shines super bright in the product, and it helps tell your story in such a just a really, really cool way. A couple of the details I really like, they show up under a black light, which is kind of cool looking. He also got to design his own Tech Fleece hoodie, which looks really incredible. And if you guys check out the eBay auction right now, Ronaldo actually signed an exclusive 1 of 2 pair of cleats for Ayman for the auction. So they're giving them away, signed by him. Also, the Blazers are actually signed by Ronaldo as well. So that's more incentive. Those ones are pretty crazy to be able to have both of those signed. Current auction is only $2,600 as of the point of me recording this video. Next up is Catalina and her SB Janowskis.
My name is Catalina Vasquez and I'm 16 years old.
Catalina was diagnosed with von Hippel-Lindau.
It's a rare genetic hereditary disease that causes tumors in 10 organs of your body.
I have VHL, it's hereditary.
I've had brain surgery, eye surgery, and spine surgery.
If she didn't have the surgeries, the tumors would grow to be so big that she would, if they were in her spine, she would lose function, not be able to walk, bladder, kidneys, all of that would just shut down. Brain, even worse, hydrocephalus, death is inevitable. Doernbecher, OHSU, they're amazing. Catalina is in excellent hands. The nurses and staff are really attentive and they're very friendly. The doctors are really good.
Hello. Hi, Catalina.
Hi. I designed the Zoom Stefan Janowski. My shoes teal and white.
It's great to think about blue as well, just being symbolistic of it's a color for healing.
There's a DNA helix on my shoe because VHL is a genetic disease.
We really loved your saying that you had on the side of the shoe.
The cures in your genes is from the VHL Alliance.
Catalina, we thank you so much for all of the sketches. We had to get a couple scans just to see all of the details.
I also designed a hoodie and a backpack.
I did try to get after your original design.
Catalina's future is looking brighter now. There is a medication that could help reduce tumors so that she wouldn't have to have as many surgeries. Catalina has shown me never to give up. You can accomplish anything if you just keep going.
Free to be creative means I'm free to be myself.
The Those Janoskis are super tough, and honestly my favorite part about it is that butterfly on the toe box area, just super, super nice. And then on the outsole, the DNA strand, she did a great job on those. The backpack though is super sick. Something that I'll be looking at for maybe my daughter just because it's such a fun looking backpack. I love how the black lines of the butterfly and the colors like kind of are in and outside of the lines. I don't know, it just looks really awesome. All right, so next up we have Cidni's Air Force One.
My favorite things to do are playing soccer and riding horses. My name is Cidni and I'm 16 years old. I have a lot of animals and I love all of them. 16 chickens, 3 goats, 3 cats, 4 fish, a parrot, a dog, a horse, a donkey. Then that's it.
I'd say we're a pretty active family. There's always a sport or an activity or something on the schedule, mostly soccer.
I love it because I get to be around my friends and teammates all the time.
Cidni was playing soccer back in 2018, and then I just saw her collapse. She just went limp in the grass. We found out that Cidni's diagnosis was a left coronary artery anomaly, the rarest form of it and also the most lethal.
When my parents told me I'd have to have surgery to fix my heart, I cried because I had no idea if I was going to wake up. I was so scared for that.
It was really hard to watch them take her back. Open heart surgery is a really big deal. It's risky. Later that night, she was already getting out of bed.
It was amazing.
I got so much ice cream.
Cidni was in the hospital for a total of 12 days.
My whole soccer team came to the hospital.
They all kind of kicked the ball around in the little courtyard. That meant the world to her. I would just thank Cidni's care team for all their support.
They just knew what they were doing and they were able to reassure us. Really appreciated it.
Cidni is allowed to do whatever she wants now. She has no activity restrictions whatsoever.
Having this diagnosis doesn't change anything. I'm like a lot more busy than I was before. When my parents told me that I got to do freestyle, I was so excited. The coolest part of being in the program is probably designing my stuff with my team.
This is your collection and you want it to really stand for what you like.
And they have really good ideas. And they're all really funny.
I want to meet like all 20 of your animals.
Seeing my stuff in person for the first time was really cool.
I felt like she just really took it and made it her own and made it who she is.
The shrimp is my favorite thing. It's so funny.
Free to be a warrior is the perfect statement for Cidni. She's a fighter, she's strong.
I guess I want people to know that it doesn't make any difference to my life. I can still do everything anyone else does. I am free to be a warrior.
No, I didn't get to talk to Cidni about her details on the sneaker, but they look really dope. I believe it looks like a Nike React Air Force One, so it should have a Nike React insole. And then I could see some text on the back, Warrior and Soccer, and then says Cidni on the back. I like how she spells her name. But really nice, colorful pair of Air Force Ones. My favorite details from the images are just from the swoosh and the back tab look really nice. Those lace details are super fire with all of her pets' names and stuff. That's crazy. I mean, she has a ton of pets, obviously. Her auction has some exclusive things as well, an autographed soccer ball as well as some exclusive socks, so you should check that out again in the description. Next up is Maylee and her Nike Court Zoom Vapor Cage 4. I'm not familiar with this model, but it's definitely a nice looking one, and her color blocking is crazy.
I'm Maylee. I'm 14 years old and I live in Portland, Oregon. I like to do puzzles, play with my dog or snuggle with him.
Maylee's very quiet and very shy until you get to know her. She's very funny. She loves to crack jokes.
I have spina bifida, and that means my spinal cord didn't form right. It means that I have to use a wheelchair and leg braces to help.
It's hard to put how powerful Doernbecher has been to our family in the last 4 years. Maylee's had a lot of surgeries. Quite honestly, we've lost count. It's probably 20 plus.
Her spinal cord has a tendency to retether or to reattach to the spinal column, which can cause a whole host of problems.
When I have to have surgeries, I feel anxious. One thing that helps me get through it is my family.
Maylee and Sam David have a lot in common. They're 13 months apart. They were both born in China, and they both have spina bifida. And I think that all of those things rolled into one has just really developed an incredible relationship between the two of them.
Maylee was actually had to be put in the hospital while we were in China on Sam David's adoption trip. And so we literally went straight from the airport to the hospital to see Maylee. And I'll never forget it. To this day, he climbed right up in the bed with her, and instantly it was a bond. And it's never weakened from that first day.
Maylee's world presently revolves around wheelchair tennis.
In the United States Tennis Association, I'm ranked number 1. I'm ranked number 11 in the world. I recently got to go to the World Team Cup, and that was in Sardinia, Italy. I hope to be a Paralympian someday. It was fun working with my team at Nike.
We're just really here to make you happy and bring your designs to life.
Are you competitive with your brother?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do our best. we got you, all right? We got you.
I got to design the XVII Vapor Cage 4. I also designed a bag and a hoodie.
For Maylee, being a part of this freestyle program has really blossomed her in so many ways.
She took it as, this is my job, I'm going to do this, and she has so much pride in the items that she's designed.
Knowing the obstacles that she faces with shoes, they decided to go that really big extra step and make it more accessible for her. So they added a cool zipper on the back so that it, unzips and she can just stick her foot right in, zip it back up, and we're ready to go.
I am free to be a champion. Free to be a champion means I can do anything.
So if you didn't know, Maylee and Sam are actually brother and sister, and they both have spina bifida, and I was actually able to interview both of them at the same time. It was really cool to get them and have some FaceTime with them. Super smart kids, and I love the designs that they did. Maddie, my daughter, will definitely be getting Maylee's shoe if they have them available in her size. Hopefully they do. Or I'll just get a pair of the small size I can for when Maddie gets a little bit older, because the colorway is super nice. For those people looking, again, at the auctions, Maylee has an exclusive pair that has a Flyease version, which has a zip around thing that comes off to make it easier for on and off access, which is tremendous, because I was thinking about this after I interviewed them, just the bravery of them designing a sneaker, and they have trouble walking. So the fact that that's there, I like that Nike has a Flyease version to be able to match it, at least for them, for their 1 of 1 and then 1 for the auction. But it's bittersweet, and they did a great job on the product. Next is Sam and his Lebron 19s.
Sam David is the life of the party everywhere he goes.
He's very unique. He's tremendously funny and witty.
He definitely is a great joy bringer to our family.
My name is Samuel David. I am 14 years old. Oh gosh. I have spina bifida, and that means it's harder for people like me to access facilities, houses, cars, any type of building.
With Sam David, his spina bifida affects him by his legs are much weaker. He doesn't have the muscle control that we have, so he typically uses a wheelchair to get around.
I have 2 brothers and 4 sisters. Me and my sister both play wheelchair basketball. It's really fun, especially doing the same sport with us. My sister Maylee and I are very competitive. We always try to beat each other at everything. My big dream to go to the Paralympics. because my sister's trying to get there too, and I want to see who can get there first. It's the main thing. To know that other people are just like me, I feel like I'm normal in this world. Having Doernbecher close is really important to me and my family. I go to Doernbecher about a few times a year. I had some trouble a few years ago. We realized I had a dead kidney, so it took about 10 hours to do the operation.
It was quite scary, just a testament to Sam David. He took it like a champ, probably took it better than the two of us.
Also, the worst thing about my operation was I couldn't go trick-or-treating, but I went through it well thanks to my family. My doctor is Dr. Cidni. She's really, really nice. She's really understanding and she likes me a lot. They really do a lot for people, which I'd like to thank all of them, especially my doctors who've stood by me for the past 4 years.
It just means the world to me that you care for our kids. You bring them health, you bring them happiness, and for that we are truly grateful.
When I was selected for the Freestyle program, I was speechless and surprised. I designed the Lebron 19. I really love my hoodie. On the back it has "Never Back Down." Never back down means to rise to a challenge. If something's in your way, you just gotta push through it.
It's not just about designing a shoe. I think this is just an amazing personal growth for Sam David.
Where does the wheelchair basketball on the wheel flames come from? Is that your creation or did you find that?
Yeah, I did it.
You did that?
Yeah. It has really just shown him that he can do anything.
Wheelchair basketball makes me feel limitless in life. Free to be limitless means to follow your dreams, whatever your dream is.
I really like what Sam did with LeBron's. Really nice colorway. The color blocking on it's really solid. The lightning bolts on it. There's a lot of really nice details on this LeBron's. Also, the auction winner gets a 1 of 2 Flyease version, which is really cool that they included that. Sam also got his own basketball card, which is super awesome. I love to see that Nike did a little bit of extra creativity and gave him his own card. But he did a really good job on his collection, just same as Maylee, and a great brother and sister combo those two were. So moving on is Michael's Air Jordan 5 Low.
Michael is a very happy boy since the very day he was born.
I like to play video games, read, do math, play with my dogs. I like to eat mac and cheese. My name is Michael and I am 11 years old. I have been going to Doernbecher for 11 years.
Michael's diagnosed with Krabbe disease like his brother Marshall. Krabbe disease is degenerative. It's a rare disease. It affects the entire nervous system. The progression of the disease causes nerve pain. You lose your ability to eat, your ability to move, your ability to function. By the time Michael was born, Marshall was very progressed in the disease and fully dependent. Krabbe disease usually has a prognosis of 2 years on average. Marshall gracefully lived close to 7 years.
Marshall, my brother, he saved my life. He is one of a kind.
Because of Marshall, Michael was also tested. He was diagnosed in enough time that symptoms had not yet presented, which made Michael a candidate for the cord blood stem cell transplant.
We contacted Doernbecher Children's Hospital and found out that the best transplant doctor for the Northwest was right here at Doernbecher.
At Doernbecher Children's Hospital, we met with the transplant doctor, Dr. Nemechek.
Doernbecher Children's Hospital at this time had never done a transplant on a Krabbe child. We knew that we could actually lose our child trying to save him.
Michael was 4 months of age when he had the cord blood stem cell transplant.
I was really, really sick and I was hooked up to a whole bunch of wires. It just didn't go well for me.
We were basically told 3 different times that Michael would not make it through the night.
The transplant was very successful. However, Michael had a very long road of recovery from the side effects of chemotherapy. So what was meant to be a 55-day stay ended up being a little over 200-day stay.
I'm just really happy that Doernbecher helped me get through this, because without you, I wouldn't be here.
I firmly believe that Michael had a lot of fight in him, but also we had a fantastic medical team.
When I was selected to become a freestyle designer, I was like, hold up, but I'm doing it. It was really fun working with my design team. They're like really cool people. I designed the Air Jordan 5 Retro Low. I picked all those colors because they're just my favorite colors. They were just really fun.
This I drew myself.
I designed a long sleeve sweatshirt. My team designed a patch that says Mac Attack Squadron on it. I'm just really excited for it to come out.
Go buy this. This is amazing. You guys are gonna love these.
I go to Doernbecher every 6 months for a checkup. I have to take my medication every morning. I want to be a pilot, just seeing the world from way above. I'm just free to be happy.
Like most of you guys out there watching the video, I was anticipating the Air Jordan. Who was it going to be? What was the model going to be? They chose to do an Air Jordan 5 Low this year. We're still waiting on an 11. Wonder if it will ever happen, but the 5 Low is really incredible. I love the shark details on that. Shout out to my buddy Adam Chang, who actually ended up working with him from the Nike team. But it was really cool. I love to see the color blocking on the paper and then him actually coloring it in into the final product. The shark details are nice. The macaroni and cheese, I mean, come on. That's super cool, man. It's a fun detail. It's something that he likes and that he included inside of the product. I really dig that. For the auction winner, though, they get the alternate version, which is the mismatched blue and red pair. Those look wild as well. Definitely would be cool to have in the collection. But, man, I can't drop that big of a bag on these things. Again, they're sitting over $6,500. I bet the auction will go up quite a bit more than that. But really cool one nonetheless. And last but not least is Zoe and her Nike Dunks.
Zoe's amazing. She's been speaking and singing and being her outgoing, happy self since the day she was born.
My name is Zoe and I am 17 years old. I love to read. I love to sing. I have a passion for writing, especially when I'm sitting down at my piano. I play with my dog, Karma, love of my life, my adventure buddy. Well, my family is obviously a very big part of my life.
Zoe is an amazing big sister. One of the most empathetic kids I've ever met.
Early August of 2019, Zoe started just not really being herself, a little fatigued.
I had swelling in my joints, my knee, my ankles. I was having coughing fits, my lungs. I could never take a deep breath.
Brought her to the ER.
Several ERs, urgent care.
More testing. They couldn't figure it out.
It got to the point where I came home from the ER one night and I was just laying on the couch and I could not breathe. And so my dad rushed me to Doernbecher Children's Hospital.
Dr. David Sheridan, ER doctor, first doctor in now 2 months, knew something was really wrong, got her in the ICU within 30 minutes. I walked back to where you can see the ICU rooms, and they were rushing a crash cart into Zoe's room. They had her ventilated stable, and that's how she remained for 3 or 4 days. There's a little bit of an inconsolable dread that you get as you watch your child in that circumstance, but you have to hold it together enough to help them through it.
I was lucky enough to have a very intelligent, very kind group of doctors who didn't stop until they figured out what was wrong with me.
Zoe was diagnosed ultimately with granulomatosis with polyangiitis.
So GPA is an immune system disease. So my body is attacking itself and it thinks something's wrong. And so basically I am bleeding into my own lungs and kidneys when my disease is active. It was really scary moments. I always felt confident in the fact that I would make it because I was at Doernbecher.
I was in awe of Zoe fighting for her life. When they pulled that tube out, she took a very deep breath.
The medical team at Doernbecher was part of our family.
Dr. Brainer, he is my homie. He gets me. My nurses just made the biggest impact on me. They changed my life. Definitely one of the reasons I want to go into the medical field to become a nurse now. Doctors save lives, but nurses change lives.
Dr. Brainer kind of shared with us what the freestyle was, and he said, I really think Zoe should be part of this.
Oh yeah, put me down, Dr. Brainer, sign me up. As soon as I started getting into the designing part, it became so much more real.
They've gone to every effort to make it really exciting and fun through the Zoom meets.
My team, they're the sweetest people alive, and they brought my design to life. I am designing the Nike Dunk Low and hoodie and a backpack. Dunks have always been a big part of our lives, and my parents are both alumni, so I'm really excited about that part.
Free to be fearless is part of the design.
You kind of do have to be fearless to be in the hospital. Me versus my disease, I'm like, oh no, nope, sorry, I'm gonna win. I am free to be fearless.
So Zoe, I got to actually interview as well. She was super cool, man. I got off the phone and I literally went over and showed pictures of Zoe to my daughter and my wife and was like, I just got to talk to her. Look at this thing that she ended up creating. My wife is a nurse.
Inside of my shoe,
Okay.
that is the nursing symbol, but the wings are the Oregon Duck wings from the helmet.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Love that. My wife is actually a nurse.
Really?
Herself.
That is awesome. I actually, after my experience, I now am going into nursing school next year.
Hey. And I went to Oregon State and my wife went to Oregon State. I'm an OSU Beaver alumni. Yeah, I'm an alum, but I will tell you, I will be buying this shoe. So like that's how much of an impact you make, right? Like I'm willing to support partially the other side because of what you represent and what the shoe represents. So that should be a testament to how awesome of a job you did. And she did a great job on these things. They look great. They also have her name hidden inside of the shoe on the zebra print, but actually it's not zebra print, which is the craziest part. Her explaining why she actually put that on there it's pretty cool.
It is zebra stripes, for Z for zebra. So the stripes, a big part of what I learned from my hospital experience, something that's become more important to me, is body positivity. I think that being in the hospital, being on all the steroids that I was on, it was really hard for me when I was first at the hospital, especially being a 16-year-old girl. It was hard to kind of accept that the hospital kind of changes what you look like, and just like that first being on all the medications and just losing a lot of my muscle and all those things like that. And so I wanted to add the zebra stripes, and they kind of represent stretch marks. That was something that I really struggled with, just accepting kind of what I looked like. And so I wanted to represent that whatever you look like is beautiful and perfect and amazing, and kind of accepting who you are. And so that is the reason behind the zebra stripes. And if you look really closely on the zebra stripes,
I saw your name.
Yes.
I love that.
My name is intertwined
cool.
into it. So we've been calling this the Zoe shoe. And so that's kind of a big part of it.
I think that you have such a cool, powerful story. The body image stuff, that's not something that, I mean, how old are you? 17?
Yeah.
That's something that like people struggle with through their adulthood. So being able to recognize it and call it out as you are and make and spin into a positive, it just shows like how the age, you're only 17, but the wisdom that you have is far exceeds that. So it's very impressive. Talking to Zoe, she was just very wise and aware for her age. It was really something else. It was quite a special moment to share, being able to interview her. And the auction winner actually gets a 1 of 2 exclusive version of the Nike Dunks, not just the release pair, but the exclusive 1 of 2 version too. It looks crazy. I also like that the soles glow in the dark on this, and her backpack looks incredible as well. Just an all-around great collection. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was kind of a backstory on a lot of the patients and the reasons why they were in Doernbecher and their design process with Nike to be able to create the products. And you know, they did an incredible job, and every year the kids do. But so we don't have an official release date as of yet. Obviously COVID set some things back, so they couldn't have that permanent date out there. It sounds like it's going to be towards the end of March, but I'm sure we'll see more on Nike sneakers. Good luck getting whatever you guys are hunting out there from the collection, and appreciate you all for stopping by and watching, and hopefully learning a little bit more about Doernbecher and why I'm so passionate about what Doernbecher offers. It really is a cool thing, and especially being a dad of 2 now. I've been supporting Doernbecher before I had kids, and then now it's even more impactful, obviously, because I'm fortunate enough to have 2 healthy kids. But if they were not healthy, I know obviously where I would be taking them to Doernbecher. But thank you to Jock and Nike for actually reaching out. I actually got to interview the kids because Nike set that up, which was super special and fun for myself. Thank you again for watching. Much appreciated. Have a great rest of the day and stay positive out there. See you guys.